I want to get into our tip of the day for comic book creators. It's a tip that I've been preaching since the very, very early days of ComixLaunch, but I want to speak to it, underline it, and especially for those of us that have been at this for a while, encourage you not to forget this because, I've talked to creators who might be on their 20th or 30th launch, and sometimes they feel like they're just going through the motions. But it's important to remember that one of the keys to crowdfunding success is turning your crowdfunding launch into an event. If you can turn your launch into an event, you can change the results. There's a difference between just putting something for sale on the internet and turning it into an event. So why do you want to do this? Why turn your launch into an event? Well, first, events generate buzz. People get excited about events, and they get excited about getting caught up in the moment and getting caught up about something that feels new, special, rare, and newsworthy. And it can be hard to do that, but to the extent that you can turn your launching and your product and build an event around it that's about more than just exchanging dollars for stuff on the internet, it can go a long way, and the campaigns that are able to do that will tend to have bigger results than those who don't. I mean, think about it. There is no shortage of things for human beings to buy online. I was checking the other day. It looks like there's like over 600 million items for purchase just on Amazon.com. And Kickstarter, I checked this morning, there's about 290 or so comic book projects. But one of the ways that you can help your campaign stand out, help your marketing stand out, help you stand out amongst all the other things that are begging for people's attention is to try to build an event around your project. Because what events do is they increase conversions. Studies show that if there is urgency built around things, your campaigns or your sales pages can increase conversion rates by over 300%. And that can be things like time bound, that can be limited items, and that can be early bird specials. And thankfully, the Kickstarter platform gives you a lot of opportunities to tap into urgency. I was at a convention this past weekend, and one of the things that I found that increased urgency was sometimes when supplies of your book are dwindling down, or you'll even put out like a last one item, and then all of a sudden you'll find that gets even more attention than it was when you had a big stack. So there's lots of ways that you can build urgency, and events tend to have urgency. And the other thing that events can do when done well is they can build community. If you can make your campaign feel like a shared experience for where you're shouting out longtime supporters and you're welcoming in new supporters and you're finding ways to connect creators or connect your fans during your launch, that's something they're going to remember. And so, throughout the years we've done during Kickstarter campaigns, we've sort of put on online panels of sort of like trying to take that convention panel experience and take it to the internet doing things like live streaming, finding ways to call out and shout out early backers, or just reward fans with little pins that say super fan based on your being a part of that launch. That stuff really goes a long way. And so thankfully, Kickstarter makes it easy for you to, in a lot of ways, make your launch feel like an event. One of the things that events have is that they have specific launch dates and end dates. And Kickstarter now gives you the ability to even set up pre-launch pages where you can do things like count down to the event. And then when the event launches, there's a ticking clock on it from day one. And that definitely will help with conversions. Another thing that you can do to make your launch feel like an event is something that I'm doing right now. It's kind of hosting a live launch stream or a live launch party. You can share this on your Kickstarter page. You can share on whatever streaming platforms that you like. You can call out rewards. You can thank backers in real time. And again, I'm being a little meta here. I'm doing some of the things that I know work and that I'm trying to teach and also demonstrate by doing it. You can also don't just stop with the launch day, right? You want to be planning out launch week activities, schedule AMAs, creator interviews, reveals, new reward drops. Again, make it feel like something exciting. And another thing that you can do whenever you can, include your audience in on the celebration. And so throughout the ComixLaunch podcast, you'll hear me talk about doing things like backer bonus games, encouraging fans to share pics of past rewards that you've sent them, or doing fan art challenges. There's all sorts of things that you can do to really make it feel like this is not just a simple transaction, but this is a opportunity to engage and connect. All right. Now, I built the ComixLaunch Planner to help you eventize your crowdfunding launch with a number of tools. And so one of the things just right off the bat in the planning stage is that we've got a sort of built-in key project milestones and some built-in calendars for you to just map out like what are the key things that you're going to do to make this event feel like an event. And so, through the checklists, the planners, the calendars that are built in, I always have found myself, when I'm in a launch, I'm printing out blank calendars and I'm starting to fill them up with all sorts of things that I'm going to do. I'm going to carve out here's my early backer bonus period. Here's what I'm doing in the middle of the campaign to keep things connected. Here are the podcasts I'm going to go on here to promote. Here's the others when I'm going to drop special things. You want to have that stuff all planned out, and the planner will help you with that. Another thing that's included in this planner based on sort of years of doing this is both a PR and media checklist to help you pull together your assets for reaching out to try to get other people to cover your stuff, and then a planner template so that you can map out, hey, here are the places that I'm targeting, and follow up with requests to be on there and when I'm actually getting it scheduled to be on there. So your media outreach is definitely something that this planner is going to help you with. And then if you're going to do live stream and maybe you aren't as comfortable with it, there's a live stream checklist and planner with a bunch of ideas for things that you can do on the live stream and ways to make it so that your live streaming goes as well as possible, as well as those daily journal pages, which are going to help you keep track of your time during your launch and have a record of all the things that I did while my campaign was live so that you can go back and look to it and say, okay, I've got to launch again. During my last launch, these were the podcasts that had me. I can reach back out to some of them. These are the times I went live. These are the kinds of events that I dropped. And you'll just have a place to capture that for each and every launch that you do. And I think all of that will help.
Prepare to launch in 3, 2,